America, my name is Dale Onoskin. I'm running for the President of the United States on the write-in ballot. You've got to write in this name. After this election, on Tuesday evening, 12 o'clock midnight, you see the results. How do you think you're going to be feeling that day? If you put in the Democrat, okay, you already got an idea what's going to happen. Promises, promises, promises. You're going to see results because you've got the race vote there. And the Republican Party is going to be scared to death to do anything at all because they haven't done it yet. Or else they're using it as a reason to get away with whatever they want to do so far. The open borders, they don't do a thing with them at all. What do you think is going to happen? The Latino unemployment is still over 14%. It hasn't helped out at all. If the minority or the black vote is a key here, why is it that 22% of the blacks are unemployment? Why is it so damn high? Why is there so much drugs and everything out there? The homeless issue. My God, look at it. You know what? The reason why I finally realized why they don't want to do drugs or anything, because everybody that comes into one of these centers, they need the help. They do. They get money for them. But you imagine if they actually did a drug screen, that would make them unauthorized or unavailable to get this kind of care. And you have to do a little bit more. Look, ladies and gentlemen, America, we're not going to get jobs. If Romney gets in there, you think he's going to be able to do anything? The Democrats are going to be screaming, yell, and shout. They say, no, we need to do it our way. Look, if they wanted to do something, they can actually challenge them. They're Democrats. Make them stand up and everybody initialize where they actually stand. You need to find out how they stand on each one of the issues. But they're not going to do this. They could have been doing it all 4 years. Oh, we can't do anything because the Senate's controlled by the Democrats. They could have challenged him. They could have called up Harry Reid and they could have censured him, where he couldn't even come into the floor. But 30 times, Congress comes up and says, okay, I can beat my chest and say, hey, 30 times I voted against the health care bill. And yet 30 times, the Senate never even did a thing. So by them being quiet again, that's 30 times each one of these individuals have ignored what they should have been doing. Meaning, all they want to do is be able to come back to this election and say, hey, I voted to repeal the health care bill. But they never challenged Reid once. All they had to do is get him on the floor and ask for a censure vote. If Janet Napolitano was told by the Supreme Court and this administration and then the Attorney General was told that they do have supreme power over the immigration issue, why is it 10 days before the Supreme Court made a ruling, the President, the administration came out and said they're going to grant 800,000, 2 million people visas? They didn't have the authority to do this. Did you say anything, America? You kind of gripe and moan. You had your radio announcers come out there and really scream and yell and shout, but that's all that happened. Words. And then when the repeal, or actually when the measure came down, stating that they do have sole authority, it's amazing how just within minutes after this was ruled, that yeah, you do have supreme authority, she said, guess what, we're not going to do it. We're going to ignore it. Don't call us, we'll call you. And what did you do, America? Not a damn thing. You felt bad, but you let everybody else do all the talking. No one came up and did anything of any substance. You allowed it to happen. And you're going to do the same thing after this election. If you write in Dale Onoskin for president, they're going to have to take in the voters' intent, even if it comes close to my name. And if I do get 4 out of every 10 votes, because you happen to look at this video and you say that you want to put a protest vote in, And ladies and gentlemen, that is America. That is the majority of this election. We have won. We can win the war and still lose the White House because there's no measure shown to the Congress and the Senate or the Republican Democratic Party that you are upset. They're going to keep doing what they want. What was it, a couple months ago? They came up and said that they weren't going to do a budget. They haven't done a budget in 4 years. You moan and groan and said things and scream and yell and shout, but nothing's been done on it. And they said that basically threw a finger in the air and said, guess what, you ain't going to get it. And we're not going to do it until after the election. And what will happen after the election? Oh, well, the House is controlled by another party and they can't do anything. Look, they could have been doing something all this time. What about the family values? Basically, the President of the United States said, hey, modern family's the way to go. 2 men can get married, 2 women can get married, and they can raise kids. This is America's version of the American family now. It's not going to change. If the Republican Party wanted to do something, they could have put something on the floor, they could have challenged it, they could have been doing something. But all they've been doing is screaming, yelling, shouting, throwing a couple punches, and nothing's been done at all. You're going to get exactly what you vote for. What is that? Republican or Democrat, which has not done a thing for you yet. Now, they've been doing a lot. The health care bill was passed. The stimulus was passed. Everything has been going just as planned. How do you know the Republican Party are just doing an act and a show and getting away with murder anyway? Because, well, the other House or the Senate was controlled by the Democrats. But they can scream and shout, make you feel good, and pat you on the shoulder and say, hey, I fought for you. If they really want to fight for us, they would have had them actually stand up on the floor and vote where they actually stand. They could have challenged Harry Reid. They could have challenged Nancy Pelosi. They could have censured them both. They could have asked for Janet Paul's job the moment she decided to deny what the Supreme Court said they can do. But you're not going to do a thing, are you? You're going to be safe in this election. You need to get a protest vote. Whatever you do, make sure you vote. And if you do not vote, then you're going to get exactly what you voted for, and that is what you got. If I do get 4 out of every 10 votes, somehow, you are going to set a precedent that has never been set before. Whatever you do, vote. But don't vote safe. You and I both know what's going to happen after this election. That's why you're all scared. I wonder how much more we're going to hear of this, what I hear right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we better get used to this sound. It's going to get a little bit nasty now. Dale and Oski for president. What are you going to do, America? You going to be safe, or are you going to send a protest vote?